Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we are here to talk about just the genocide that is being committed by Israel of Palestinians. I'm not going to back away from using the word genocide because guess what? That's what it is. When you're trying to pussyfoot around using a term, even though that's what it is, you do no one any proper service except aid in the genocide. This, I haven't talked about it in a while, haven't been doing the news for a bit, but I've been able to take a break from it and kind of breathe. Lord knows what those who are suffering through it are experiencing. But even just seeing it day to day, the evils committed by Israel, it's just mind-bending, heart-rendingly painful. It hurts the soul, it really does. It's not defense, it's genocide, pure and simple. I don't care what your religion says, there is no excuse. Never an excuse for something like this to be done. It don't matter what your magic holy books say or suggest. If they want you to do genocide, then you need to question what the fuck is wrong with your deity. Anybody who has an ounce of clarity, common sense, can see that such acts are evil, are wrong. And yet, here we are. And the U.S. has its own complicity in this. Biden and now Trump are both aiding in this genocide. Here, you need weapons, we'll give you weapons. Yeah, ha, ha. Yeah. It's just wrong. I don't care what you believe. What's being done is out and out wrong. But anyway, I wanted to bring this to light here. We've got a few polls to look at. Overwhelming majority of Jewish Israelis back expulsion of Palestinians from Gaza. Some 82% of Israelis support the mass expulsion of Palestinians from Gaza, according to a poll commissioned by Penn State University. Overwhelming majority of Jewish Israelis support the ethnic cleansing of Gaza, aligning with the extremist Netanyahu government that has vowed to drive the Palestinians from their land. An online poll of more than 1,000 people found that 82% backed the forced deportation of Gaza's 2.2 million residents. It's not like it's that big of a strip of land. Gaza's like a 3-mile strip of land on the lower coast. And instead of wanting to coexist peacefully, the Palestinians have been driven further and further. Now they only exist in that little strip of land, Gaza, and the West Bank. And even in the West Bank, they're facing a lot of evil. You can go ahead and cry, "Oh, you just must be anti-Semitic." I don't give a goddamn what you fucking think. I don't give a shit what you think if that's all you want to do. And cry, "Oh, you're anti-Semitic because you don't like Israel's genocide." I mean, defense. Yeah. The survey was conducted in the first week of March by Israeli polling firm Geocartography on behalf of Penn State University. The poll also indicated high levels of hostility toward Arab Israelis, and more than half, 56% of the respondents, voicing support for the deportation of the 2 million Arabs who hold Israeli citizenship. It's out and out racism. It really is. It's not about, "Oh, we need to have our home." Motherfuckers, you could have a peaceful coexistence, living side by side. But somehow you've got this stupidity driven into your brain that they're not peaceable. Calling them animals. The only ones I see acting like animals are you all. What else can really be said? Even more alarmingly, a significant number of people expressed support for committing genocide against the Palestinians, with almost half of those surveyed agreeing that the Israeli military should reenact the story of Israelites' capture of Jericho. %82 support a mass expulsion. 56% want the deportation of Arabs who do hold Israeli citizenship, and significant number of people express support for committing genocide against the Palestinians. My goodness. 53% of Israeli public opposes aid entering Gaza, according to a new poll. Majority of the Israeli public is opposed to humanitarian aid into the besieged Gaza Strip, a survey carried out by Israel's Channel 13 has found. some 53% of respondents said they believed Israel should not permit aid to enter Gaza, while only 34% supported allowing life-saving food, medicines, and water to enter the conclave. That's still only a third who's like, I mean, we shouldn't out and out kill them. That's a severe problem. The survey sample, which included Palestinian citizens of Israel, suggests that opposition to humanitarian aid among Jewish Israelis may be even higher. So yeah, who knows how much of actually is Jewish Israelis compared, since they did, to some Palestinian citizens. Reacting to the findings, Ayman Oda, the Palestinian-Israeli parliamentarian, expressed alarm. I don't want to imagine the outcome without the Arab citizens. I don't want to explain the survey results to my children. The results of the recent poll show that support for blocking aid has reduced significantly since January of 2024, when 72% of respondents said they opposed its entry into Gaza. Despite growing international calls for a ceasefire and the intensifying humanitarian crisis in Gaza, public discourse in Israel remains largely hostile to steps that would end Israel's genocide. Well, maybe we need to militarily step in, set our boot on their fucking neck. Alright, enough's enough. But of course, there's bullshit groups in the US like AIPAC who pay big money to scream Israeli propaganda at the top of their fucking lungs. They're evil cocksuckers and they need to go. And here's another one. Erase Amalek. Polls reveal mass Israeli support for expulsion genocide of Palestinians. Once relegated to Israel's extremist fringe, calls for expulsion of Palestinians and waging genocidal war against them have gained mainstream appeal. A new poll published in the Israeli newspaper Haaretz reveals that genocidal rhetoric, once confined to Israel's extremist settler fringe, has now moved into the mainstream with overwhelming public support for ethnic cleansing, mass killings, and biblical revenge. Conducted by the Geocartography Knowledge Group for Penn State University, the survey of 1,005 Israeli Jews paints a chilling picture of a society increasingly radicalized by religious nationalism and emboldened by war. And it's the numbers we talked about in the first article. 82% support expelling them from Gaza. 56% back the expulsion of Arab citizens from Israel. And up to 45% and 31% respectively in a similar poll in 2003. 22 years ago. That's how it's doubled. You could guess the fucking right-wing bullshit propaganda pushed in that time. As far as I can see, anywhere they exist, the right wing is a vile, evil thing. They have done nothing but push hate and hurt people to the question, do you support the idea that the IDF, when conquering an enemy city, should act as the Israelites did under Joshua in Jericho by killing all of its inhabitants? Almost half the respondents said yes. Number one, that's a loaded question. Number two, it's a chilling answer. And it shows me our military needs to step in and put a boot on Israel's neck and say, enough, God damn it. But instead, we're sitting here providing them with all they would ever need to commit genocide. And again, not anti-Semitic. Jews individually, I have no problem with. Jews as a race, I have no problem with. Jews in groups, I have no problem with. Just like I had no problem with any other races. There's a reason I'm doing notable names in Arab American history, notable names in Jewish American history, notable names in Asian American history, notable names in African American history. I'll be doing Latin American history and Native American history, I think, are the two remaining. Yeah. But Israel, the nation state of Israel and its people are showing nothing but evil, spewing hate. They are taking the fact of the mistreatment done to Jews 80 ago as fair game to do a genocide now. Just because a genocide was committed to you in World War II does not give you a right to commit one now. You know, you could live together. God, I hate this underbelly of evil, of racism, of I'm better than you, thus you have to go mentality. Enough is fucking enough. God damn. And in case anybody's wondering, a score is a measurement of time indicating 20 years. Just think of I think it's the Emancipation Proclamation by Abraham Lincoln. When he sets the slaves free, he goes 77 years ago, which just means a score is 20 years, thus 4 times 80 plus the 7 years, 87 years in total since the U.S. was born and when he gave the speech. But yeah. And thus it's 80 since the Jewish peoples suffered the genocide under Hitler and the Nazis. but it does not give you the excuse to commit a genocide upon another. All genocides, all ethnic cleansings, no. What the United States did to Native Americans were wrong. Though I've already mentioned several times about the underbelly, the undercurrent of racism that seems to lie within U.S. history. It gets harder and harder to ignore as you review more of history. But yeah. I need to clean my glasses. Anyway. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that with y'all. Something drastic needs to happen to force this to cease. It really does. Fuck groups like AIPAC. Fuck Netanyahu. Fuck Ben Gvir. And all these other extremist Israeli leaders who have helped put this ideology into the minds of your everyday Israelis. Anyway, as always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tells you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. I'll be putting these links and sources into the description box below the video. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, later.